welcome back to my Flosstube. My name's Amanda, and this is episode number 8. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate everybody who is returning, and any of my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm filming this on Wednesday, January 29th, but I don't think I'll have it up until tomorrow, Thursday, but that's okay. I wanted to get it done and just talk about what I've been working on so far this month. So first, I wanted to talk about my calendar and how that's going, because I am using the Book of Days this year. I've never done this calendar before, and I had kind of set it up like I had talked about in a previous Flosstube. I'm setting it up at the end of each month for the next month, focusing on things that I want to stitch. I'm following kind of my own guide for weekly stitching, doing, Christmas on Mondays, spring and autumn on Fridays, just to kind of get more stitching done throughout the year rather than just seasonally stitching, which is what I normally do. And I've really enjoyed it. I have had to tweak a few days because sometimes I'm just not in the mood with stitching what I had planned, and that's okay. I'm totally okay with, switching things out, if I'm really not feeling it. But for the most part, I did try and keep up with my calendar. I mostly focused on my Needleworker's Oath, and my calendar just came apart. Might have to reinforce that a little bit. I know some people go ahead and spiral bind theirs. I might have to do that. I focus a lot on my Needleworker's Oath, which is what I'm calling my blessing stitch for the month. I've gotten a lot done, and I'll show you here in a second. But my goal was to get it done in January because it blesses your needle for the year. And I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm really trying, but we're actually leaving on vacation this Saturday. So kind of been focusing more on that and doing stuff, to prepare for that, cleaning the house and packing and stuff. So I don't think I'm going to get to finish, but that's okay. It'll happen in February because I'm really close. And I think I might take it with me on our trip as well. But yeah, so let me show you the whips I have been working on. Like I said, my Needleworker's Oath has gotten quite a bit of love. So this one, is by Teresa Kogut, and I am stitching this one on, 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And here's what I have so far. So it's getting really close. Since I showed you last, I have, let's see, the wording. I finished her arm. Well, I need her hand. Started this floss cabinet here, worked on her skirt. Okay, now this pocket, so last time I talked about how I was stitching, going along, and I kept taking this yellow down, and I'd totally forgotten there was a pocket. So I, usually I will try to make it work, but I really wanted the pocket. I thought it, broke up the skirt, so I went ahead and frogged it, started stitching it again. Stitch, got down to the second to last row, and I was like, why are my stitches, they don't look good, like what is going on? I got down there and I realized I had stitched everything with 2 strands of floss, and this is 36 count, so I have been stitching, started stitching it with 1 strand of floss over 2, and I had stitched the whole pocket with 2 strands, and that's why my stitches didn't look good, because it was so bulky and they were just kind of crammed in there. So I ripped it out and stitched again, but I feel like this pocket is just, I don't know, it almost wasn't there. So but I'm really happy I, you know, decided to stick with it and frog it, and now I'm really enjoying this piece. So it'll get done soon. Not as soon as I had hoped, but you know, such is life. The second one that I worked on, because I wanted to work on my anniversary one on every month during my anniversary date. So that would be the 8th. So I worked on my Let Love Rain also from Teresa Kogut. And I'm stitching this one on 40 count grandpa sleeve with all of the called for, well, most of the called for DMC. Oh, and my Needleworker's Oath, I am stitching all of the called for floss except for the bird. So the bird here and the bird here, it's called for, what is it, 928. It's such a light, very light. Let me see if I can grab this. So this thread is very light with one strand. It just was getting very lost. So I decided to change it out, and I'm using 3752, which is brighter and I think is showing much better. So that's been my only change so far, and I'm really happy with that. So back to Let Love Rain. Here's what I've got. And like I said, I'm stitching this on 40 count grandpa's sleeve, all the called for DMC with the exception of a couple. I'll talk about those later once I get a little further. But this time, let's see, I stitched, I think I finished up this flower and started carrying this border. So got a little bit more done on that one. So I'm going to, you know, work on that every 8th of the month. My next one that I worked on was my Autumn Bee. And this was my birthday start last year. So I'll work on this the 10th of every month. This is by the Blue Flower. Stitching this on 32 count color and cotton. I can't remember which color it is because I threw the tag away. I'm using all the Dinky Dyes. And so here's what I've got. So this, since last time I finished the wing, I added this little flower here. Finished these flowers, and I'm starting this one, which is so pretty. I am so excited to get working more on that one because that one is such a beautiful flower, and I love working with this silk floss. It just glides through the material. All right, my next one that I worked on this month was my Big Hearted Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So there is that one. And this one is gonna be a finish soon. I'm stitching this one on 32 count powder pink splash Lugana by Picture This Plus. So what I've gotten, I stitched on this a couple of days. So I think I've gotten this house, this house, this house. And I think this might be the last house. And then there's a tree and a fence over here. So it's getting very close to getting done. I do have to go back and fill in some spots because I didn't have the floss. But this one's definitely going to be a finish for Valentine's Day. I'm hopefully before, but it's getting finished in the month of February. All right, my next one that I worked on was my youngest daughter on the 22nd of every month. I am working on hers, and it's the Mermaid Terrarium by Tiny Modernist. And last time, I only really had the bottom of the mermaid done, or I'm like her fin and some of this rock. So I got this whole branch done and her hair. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that I've made so far. I am stitching this on 32 count Nessie Belfast linen by Picture This Plus with all the called for DMC. So that one's a fun stitch too. Very bright colors. All right, and then the last one that I worked on this month was my Christmas, my Merry Monday, which is what I'm calling Mondays. I'm going to try and just do a Christmas stitch every Monday, and I'll just pick whatever from my whip pile, or I'm allowing myself to start something new if that's what I feel like. So this is Christmas Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So, and what I was able to work on, this one, I got this house finished, and I think it's mostly finished. There might be some smoke that I need to add, and then I got that candy cane done. So this I'm stitching on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, 2 strands over 2 squares with all the called for colors. It's Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works primarily. So I think there might be a DMC or two, but so that's what I've worked on this month. Happy with my progress. And like I said, there were a couple of days that I didn't stitch. I think out of the 29 days so far this month, I only missed like 3 days that I didn't stitch something. And some days I had a couple more hours, and some days, you know, maybe I only stitched for like 20, 30 minutes. And, you know, it was whatever time I had. So I need to make my calendar for February because there's only 2 days left of the month, which is crazy. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is my quilting whips for the month. And my plan on my calendar was to work on my Valentine quilt. That didn't happen. I did, however, get to work on my Valentine door banner for my front door, which is this. And this measures 20 by 36 inches. So it's a pretty good piece. I like how it covers our front door because our front door is primarily windows. So it just offers a little bit of privacy. So, right. And I have all the material cut. This was a kit sold by Riley Blake, and I bought it through Fat Quarter Shop. I believe they still have some. And I've done a couple already. I showed the Christmas one on my last video. This, so far, I have, because there's the X's. So I have all of those sewn. So I have 4 of those. And I have the O's already partially done. I just need to sew them together. So I did make progress on that. So yay me. But that was all the quilting I got done, all the sewing. So my plans for February, I need to set my calendar up, like I said. I really want to stitch more Valentines next month. I am going to keep with my, you know, stitching birthdays and anniversaries, Christmas, Halloween, you know, on those specified days that I have laid out. But I am going to add more Valentines in there so that I can finish my tiny town. I have some other ones that have come up. I'll show you in my haul that I'd like to at least start for the year. So that's my plan. I will show you more of that on my next video, specifically what I'm going to do. And I would love to hear what you're stitching for Valentine's Day, or if you're stitching already for the holiday. I know it's coming up in like 2 weeks. So, you know, it's crazy, but I'd love to know what you're stitching. I have quite a few. I didn't really have a whole lot of Valentines before, but now I found a couple more, so I'll share those in my next video. You know, my plans. I do have haul today, which is exciting. Let's see, other plans. So I follow Coriander Quilts on YouTube, and it's Cori Yoder, and she's a fabric designer and quilt designer for Moda. And I've been watching her for a while. She has a wonderful YouTube that she produces every Saturday, and her fabric is beautiful, her designs are beautiful, and I just love watching her and listening to her. She's very like down to earth, and I know she's just a joy to watch, and I just love what she makes. So she is doing a block of the month this year, 12 blocks, but she's designing them and sharing them on her blog, and I'll link that down below. But she is doing a block every month, and it's a free pattern on her website, which is really awesome. And it uses her newest line, Callie & Co. And it's funny because originally I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because I didn't have the fabric. And then I had it in my cart one day, and I was, Fat Quarter Shop is where I bought it. And I just went ahead and I purchased it. So it's, I think I got the Fat Quarter bundle. So this is a huge honkin' set of fabric, and they are beautiful colors, and I am super excited to do this block of the month. My plan was I was going to start it last weekend, so it obviously didn't happen. So I'm going to put it on for February. But I already printed out the pattern, the first block, and she went through it in her last video, so I feel very confident I can get it done. And then, okay, I bought this one. And then I realized, didn't realize, I got something in the mail, and I had accidentally pre-ordered it. So I got a second one, and I was like, oh, bummer. Not really a bummer because it's gorgeous material, and that just means I can make even more things with it. So, yeah, it will go to use. Don't worry, it's not, it's not going to go to waste. I will find something else to make with it. And I shared my Valentine door banner. I want to get that done too. That piece is pretty quick, and like I said, I have it all cut out, so I just need to sit down and work on it. All right, so now I'm going to talk about haul. It's the first time I've gotten to do some haul on a video, so I think what I'm going to do is change my camera angle to facing down. I think that might be the easier thing to do, and then I'll wrap up, and it'll be a pretty short video today, but I really wanted to get one in before we leave on our vacation. We're taking an impromptu trip to Universal Studios, and my kids are super excited. My youngest, she's 5, has been talking to her teacher and her friends about riding roller coasters, so she's excited, and I'm just looking forward to just getting away for a little bit. But anyways, let's do haul. All right, so the first thing I have is I am part of, or I have membership in Stitch Me's Fabric of the Month Club, and this is the one for this month, or I think this might have been, no, it was January. Oh, it says right there, January Fabric of the Month Club. This is honey. I do the 32 count Belfast linen. This is a 1/4 yard piece, and I do the, you can do a club that's color, a neutral club, or one that you get a mixture of both. So I do the mixture of both. And this month, I would call this more of, a color, but I guess it could honestly be a neutral depending on what you stitched. I made a purchase with Primrose Cottage, and they have all of their Valentine patterns out. So I'll go, let's see, this is the first one, and they have 4 right now for new ones, and this is the first one is Valentine's Day word tree. They have Valentine's Day alphabet, Valentine's Day quilt, which is gorgeous, and Home Sweet Home. So you can buy them separately, or you can buy all 4 of them together, which I did because I loved all of them. I would like to stitch, I'm thinking I might start this one because I've seen this one stitched already, and it's, I mean, they're all cute, but I really like that one. Honestly, I really like this one too. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to start both of them. But I did order with that, they were selling a pack, a finishing kit, and this is for the Valentine's quilt. So this has the backing fabric, the rickrack, the little wool felt square, and then the cute little buttons from just another button company to, you know, put on there. So I went ahead and I did get that. So I might have to start those 2 next month. The other thing I got from Primrose Cottage was their Cocoa Quaker, and this came out during Christmas. They had a couple other Christmas stitches, but this was the only one I've gotten so far. And I showed you the Valentine Quaker, and I think I have a couple, I might have a couple more. Did I did buy another one. I got the Winter Quaker now, but this was from my order from Lindy Stitches, and so I don't know if you can see that. These are Dinky Dyes, and I picked out a couple blues because I thought that would be really pretty. And honestly, I think, wait a minute. Oh, so the called for is Battleship Color and Cotton. I don't have a lot of color and cotton, and I needed to do an order anyway through Lindy Stitches, and she has all her floss buy 5 get 1 free, which is really awesome. And so I usually try to get my floss from her site, and I just love shopping on her site anyway. She's fast shipping, and I think she's a wonderful person. So you should definitely check out her store. I'll link it down below. But I thought, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. This one is Midnight, and this one is Down Under Blues. So either one would be really pretty with that. So let's see, I got this as well. This is Puffin Party from Hands On Design. I've completed 2 of her so far. There's 6 of them, I believe. So almost halfway done. So these are ones that I want to keep stitching on through the year, so that, when I finish one, I get another one, and then hopefully I can, have those done soon. I bought this one. This is 2025 Collector's Heart from Heart and Hand. I love the sentiment, love who you are. And it's such a pretty stitch as well. I went ahead and got the fabric because it actually, the pattern came with the fabric, which is 32 count mushroom Belfast linen. And it also comes with the beads that are kind of scattered in the chart. So that came as a kit. So all I need to do is get the floss. So that was what I bought from Primrose Cottage. The other things I purchased from Lindy Stitches was, I've got 40 count raw linen by Zweigart, and I have 40 count Stormy Night Newcastle by Zweigart. I am enjoying 40 count stitching and don't have a whole lot in my stash. So I wanted to get some neutrals that I use frequently, and that I know that they'll come to good use. So add that to my stash. I got Garden Sampler by Carriage House Samplings. And I have had this one in my wish list on multiple sites for quite a while because it's so beautiful, and I've seen so many floss tubers stitch it, and I just, every time I see it, I want to do it. So not sure when I'm going to start this one, but at least I have it in my stash when I do want to start it. I got another spinach from Classic Colorworks, Secret Garden, and I know I'm using that in something. I can't remember offhand. I got some Pebble Beach, nice brown, and sweet potato. And then I got some Weeks Dye Works. I've got Cocoa and Cherub, and these are all ones that I needed for projects, and Dove. So that was my haul. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd really love if you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another video. And leave me a comment. I'd love to know, like I said, what you're stitching. If you're working on Valentines, let me know what you're working on, because I'm always looking for new charts to add to my stash, and I love seeing what everybody's working on. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.